Hi, I'm Professor Mark Grabowski, and this brief video lecture will provide a primer on the First Amendment and freedom of speech on the Internet. Around the world, governments that recognize the value of free speech online are rare. While many countries restrict online speech and ban certain websites, Americans enjoy a great deal of freedom when it comes to online speech thanks to the U.S. Constitution's Bill of Rights. Specifically, the First Amendment states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." This law was ratified back in 1791. Back then, communication was much different, and our founding fathers likely had not conceived of anything like the internet. Even radio and television were more than a century away from becoming a reality. Only newspapers existed, and, well, nowadays they appear to be on the verge of extinction as media shifts online. Technology has created new issues and challenges for freedom of speech, but the Constitution still applies when it comes to regulating the internet. In the groundbreaking 1997 case, Reno versus the American Civil Liberties Union, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the Internet has First Amendment protection comparable to that enjoyed by the print media. The First Amendment is basically a promise by the government to respect the individual rights of its people relating to religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. While it enables Americans to enjoy considerable freedom in online speech, those free speech rights are not unlimited. The Supreme Court often balances freedom of internet speech rights with other personal rights and societal interests, such as the right to privacy, the right to protect reputation, to protect national security interests, and against obscenity, such as child pornography, just to name a few interests that are sometimes favored over First Amendment rights. Consequently, some types of expression, such as child pornography and death threats, are not protected by the First Amendment, but many types of controversial and offensive speech are protected, including hate speech, anonymous speech, and adult pornography. The First Amendment applies only to the government. It prevents only the government from restricting and punishing your speech. This may come as a surprise to many Americans. The First Amendment does not regulate the behavior of private organizations. For example, if you make a racist tweet, the government cannot arrest you. However, your employer may legally fire you. Your online speech may be a violation of company policies, and you are not shielded from being fired by the First Amendment. If you attend a public school, the First Amendment may provide protections for some of your speech. However, if you're in grades K through 12, school officials have some leeway to restrict speech if it interferes with the school's educational mission. If you're in a private school, you're completely out of luck, as your speech may be restricted by school officials. While you now know more about the First Amendment and freedom of speech than most Americans know, a recent study found that Americans apparently know more about the TV show The Simpsons than they do about the First Amendment. Only 1 in 4 Americans can name more than one of the 5 freedoms guaranteed by the First Amendment, but more than half can name at least 2 members of the cartoon family, according to a 2006 survey by the McCormick Tribune Freedom Museum. Additionally, 22% of Americans could name all 5 Simpson family members, compared with just 1 in 1,000 people who could name all 5 First Amendment freedoms. And it gets worse. About 1 in 5 people thought the right to own a pet was one of the freedoms provided by the First Amendment. This is troublesome because First Amendment rights must be asserted in order to be defended. If you don't know what your rights are, it's easy for others to trample on them. Once again, this has been Professor Mark Grabowski. If you're in my internet law class and have questions, please shoot me an email at mgrabowski@adelphi.edu. Thanks for watching.